Well, with Josh Morrissey leaving early in Game 7 in the Jets' double overtime victory, the Jets blue liners had to step up and look at Neil Pionk. His ice time the most ever by a Winnipeg Jet in Stanley Cup playoff history. And for more reaction to this incredible double overtime win, here's Darren Dreger joining us from Canada Life Center. Dregs, you were in the building. I'm so jealous. You got to tell me what it was like after Adam Lowrys scores that double overtime winner.
Well, obviously, Jay, the whiteout never disappoints here. Prior to the game, it was electric. Varying moments of the hockey game, it was buzzing. Even when the Jets were down early in the first period, 2-0, and then again later in the game, 3-1, the fan support was still there. But, yeah, I mean, it was vibrating in this building when Adam Lowry, ends it in double overtime. It just felt like the hockey gods were finally smiling down. And, there are two storylines that come together here. Of course, you have the incredible leadership of Adam Lowry, but you talked about the defense. Neil Pionk, fresh off that contract extension, $42 million, has to step up in a big way with Josh Morrissey having to leave the game after the 2-0 St. Louis goal. He ended up playing, Jay, almost 46 minutes. So collectively, the structure was there for the Winnipeg Jets, which largely contributed to them winning this best of 7 in a dramatic double overtime fashion in Game 7. But it doesn't happen without the push from their captain, Adam Lowry, and all the other pieces that kind of found a way to get the job done here tonight.
Now, as we know, Mark Scheifele did not play Game 6 or 7, and we also know that Josh Morrissey had to leave this game. Any update after the game, Dregs, on those two players?
No, the only thing that Scott O'Neill, the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, said was that Morrissey especially would be reevaluated at some point tomorrow. I mean, there was a lot going on inside this building post-game, so even the head coach really didn't have time to check on Josh Morrissey. I mean, it didn't look good, did it? I mean, not hit by Oscar Sundqvist was a big hit on Josh Morrissey, and it kind of upset him, too. Even back to the bench, I watched him closely, and he was in distress on the bench for probably a couple of minutes before he came back out on the ice and then made a real hard hit in the neutral zone. That was just before the 2-0 goal scored by St. Louis. So we'll get more information on the health of both Mark Scheifele and Josh Morrissey in the next day or two.
I want to talk about Cole Perfetti. What a performance. 2 goals. He basically saved the Winnipeg Jets season, tying with 3 seconds left, forcing overtime. That first goal, just a beautiful deflection. How impressive was he in Game 7, Dregs?
Well, I'm going to be honest here. I watched Cole Perfetti play a lot of hockey as he grew up. Minor hockey, probably scored 150 goals, just like the 2 that he scored here at Canada Life Center. But, this is the biggest platform on the planet. It is the Stanley Cup playoffs and literally the postseason lives of the Jets on the line. He gave them life back into this building on the power play. He scores that 2-1 goal there. And then 6-on-5, an unbelievable redirect. It's hard to imagine doing that once, as he did earlier, again with a man advantage, but then to get that nifty redirect on a fine pass by Kyle Connor to send this one into overtime with 1.6 seconds left. I mean, that's the stuff of legends, and history was made. I didn't know this, but I found out after the fact that I don't believe that anyone has scored with that little time remaining on the clock to force overtime. So feather in the cap of young Cole Perfetti, whose game, Jay, is just rounding into form now. He's had a heck of a year. Yeah,
and I know Jets fans are excited about that, and Jets fans were excited about their about-to-be 3-time Vezina winning goaltender really shutting the door in game number 7. He's received a lot of criticism throughout this series. Do you think he answered the call in Game 7?
I do, because, he bent, but he didn't break. And we saw him in St. Louis get pulled in 3 consecutive games. So there was opportunity here for the St. Louis Blues to really kind of try and put the boots to Connor Hellebuyck and the Jets, and they just weren't able to do it. Things were a little messy in that first period. I mean, he was swimming a little bit on the first goal scored by Jordan Kyrou, but then he kind of settled into his game as a team started to respond in front of him. They've talked a lot about the detail and structure in Jets hockey, the identity of the team, and I felt like they got to that place in the second period and then again in the third period, and they kept pushing and never quit, and nor did Connor Hellebuyck. He played 56 minutes in backstopping the Winnipeg Jets without giving up that crucial St. Louis goal. So, I mean, I don't know that the Demons have been entirely exercised. I guess we'll find that out against the Dallas Stars. But he was good in Game 7 when they needed him to be.
So now 2 American goaltenders will go head-to-head in Ottinger and Hellebuyck, and the Jets and Stars will battle in the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time ever. That series will begin in Winnipeg on Wednesday.